Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and I talk a lot about Salesforce. Today we're going to be going over how to create a lookup relationship within Salesforce. So, a lookup relationship is a type of relationship that goes between two different objects, and objects being the different groups of data that you have within Salesforce. So, what we're going to do first is we are going to create those custom objects that we will be doing. So, then hopefully the example helps it make more sense as to why we would use a lookup relationship versus another relationship. But if you just want to know how to create it, feel free to skip forward in the video. Okay, so currently we are on the home page. This is where I like to start off everything so you can get to where you want to go. I'm going to go over here to the gear icon and then hit setup. So from here, we have a couple of different options. You could do the object manager, but personally, when I'm creating multiple objects, I do like to go into the schema builder. So going down here, double click or click. It may take a little bit of time to load. I won't edit this down so you know how long it takes to load. Okay, so what we're going to do is I am going to clear all the objects so we're not seeing any objects or any relationships here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to elements and then I'm going to drag object. Okay, so the scenario that we're going to run here is a project scenario. So let's imagine we're creating a type of project management system within Salesforce. So what we're going to do is this first object is going to be the project object. And then the second object that we're going to create is an external project partners object. So who are we going to be working on within the project that is not within our company? That is probably going to be another company that isn't necessarily the person we're doing the project for. So the reason why I'm choosing this external partners object as the other one for this type of relationship is because not all projects are going to have external partner relationships. And not all external partner relationships may have a project. Sometimes you just want to track down those relationships. So with a lookup relationship, you're able to connect the two if there is a relationship there between a particular project and an external partner, but it isn't required to have one of those external partners. You don't have to have it connected to create that record for an external partner, where with other relationships, it's a little bit more stringent of a relationship. And so you would have to have that relationship to even create the record. So let's go and start off with the project object. Ooh, if I could spell. And then plural is projects. Does start off with a consonant. Anything that has a red bar next to it, that is going to be required. So I'm scrolling down to see if there's anything else I want to do. So I'm just going to keep it how it is, except I want to make sure it's spelled correctly, just because we're doing a quick example and we don't need to use this any further. All right, so there is that project object. Let's go ahead and grab another object and drag it. And then we're going to have this be external partners. Okay. And this, I guess it is already a plural, isn't it? So I'm just going to repeat that. I will say that this is a developer org, so I'm being a little loose with how much I am putting in here or what I'm not, and I'm not double checking with what the client or the person needs. I'm just going through this quickly. I'm going to hit save. All right, so we have these two objects. So now what we're going to do is there is a lookup relationship over here that I'm going to drag. So I'm going to put it over to the external partners. So let's go ahead and add project. So, and do the other ones. So let's go find the other object that we want to look it up to, which is going to be the project. Here we are. Okay. And yes, so one thing that really helps me when I'm trying to figure out which object I should put the lookup relationship on first is that you want for the object to look up to another object. And this is going to be for both the lookup relationship as well as the master detail relationship. So you want to start it off in the child object. And the child object is just going to be I guess, the lesser one, the one that's not going to be used as much. And then you're going to look it up to the more used object. Hopefully that makes sense. That's something that I've used on Salesforce exams before to help me know which one I should put the lookup relationship on first. Okay, I'm going to hit save here. All right, so now we are looking up to the object up here. You can see and you can delineate different object relationships by the different bars and by these little, like the little circle and then the three prongs coming out of it. The one that has the circle and the three prongs, that's going to be the child object. And then you'll be able to see which one it's related to. Now, if this was like a red color, you'd be able to understand that that's a master detail relationship. All right, so this next part I'm going to go through pretty fast just to be able to see what this relationship looks like when you are on the page layout. So we do need to create a couple of things for these different objects, which is like the tabs, so then we can access it on the front end of Salesforce. So I am going to go, I guess, back into setup. And then in the quick find, I'm going to go to tabs. Hopefully that's that. Yes, here we go. So if you can't access an object and you've already created it, you can't get to it on the front end, chances are that you don't have a custom tab set up for it. Yes, so we're going to go to project, and then you can create whatever type of style icon you want for it. I'm just going to choose a random one again because this is a dev org. And I am going to just save everything, default on. Okay. And then do another one for external partners. Okay, so let's go into these objects, at least into the external partners object. So then we can double check that relationship is on the page layout. We want to make sure, okay, external partners, the lookup relationship is there. Okay, then let's go ahead and check the page layout to make sure that is on there. So it is not currently on there. Let's go ahead and add that so you can see what it looks like on the front end. I'm just going to drag it to wherever spot I am going to do that and save. Awesome. So let's go refresh the front end of Salesforce. Okay. Now I'm going to search for the external partners object. Okay. Let's go ahead and create a new record. And here you go. You can see that we do have this lookup relationship here when we are going to go add the external partners. There, we can add the project. Now, I don't have any project records in here because we just created this together. But when you are creating it, it should just look like this, and then it will look very similar when you are on that record page. But I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at Emily Call MBA. You can check out our Salesforce certification prep courses on Salesforce Upskill, Udemy Business, and LinkedIn Learning. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.